Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Park and Recreation Advisory Committee meeting. Today is May the 19th, 2025. I want to welcome everyone back. It's been a while. We do have a quorum, and I'll call this meeting to order. The first order of business is to get a motion and a second for the approval of our last meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Miss Mary and a second by Chuck. All in favor say aye. Opposed? All right, I guess we'll start this meeting off with something new that Parks and Rec has come up with. The big wave, is that Kathy?
It is.
All right, Kathy, tell us about the big wave. Is that like this or what?
We are going to partner with the fire department. So the big wave is they're going to shoot water out of the fire hoses onto the kids in the back parking lot at Pavilion B. It's scheduled for June 2nd from noon to 1:30, and we'll be giving away popsicles. So it's just kind of an outdoor water day for the kids after school gets out.
Would they be allowed to drink from the hose?
I wouldn't, but but yeah, so it'll be fun. There's a hydrant in the back, so we put it at Pavilion B.
Has Andrew checked, what is that thing my dad used to swear by it? The Farmer's Almanac for the weather for that day?
We haven't, but that'll add more water to us if it's a big wave day.
Yep.
As long as it's not
Hey,
lightning.
that's an event, rain or shine there.
Yeah, as long as it's not lightning.
As long as
Right.
there's no lightning, we can have it.
So we need to, is that on the thing you put on Facebook, rain or shine, depending?
I don't know if we put rain or shine on it specifically. We usually update it as we go, but it is rain or shine as long as there's no lightning or thunder. So,
All right.
Explain it. I mean, you said it's the fire department come out with hoses and
Yep.
spray what?
they're going to hook up to the fire hydrant in the back of the park, and they're just going to shoot the fire hoses, the water up and come down, and it's going to rain on the kids. It's like a big sprinkler
okay. I
for
thought
the
it
kids
was-
out in the back parking lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was some kind of slide or something.
Yeah,
No.
there's a lot of communities and schools
Yeah.
that do this, so we just wanted to provide it to the community here.
Yep.
So it's going to be at Pavilion B.
Correct, because that is where the fire hydrant's located.
Are they going to be in the grass or out on the asphalt?
They're going to be on the asphalt.
On the asphalt, where to be good and warm.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm looking forward to that. I hope we can get the word out and get a bunch of kids to come out. And are the adults invited?
Adults are actually required to be there. It's adult supervision required for the kids. If an adult wants to get in the water, they're more than welcome. But they do have to stay. A child cannot participate without an adult.
Can they not be, go through the school to advertise it?
This one, we are not going through the school, only because school will be out right before.
Right.
So, pretty much Facebook. We've got flyers out at the library, and Miss Donna's going to hand them out after her reading programs as well. So we're trying to hit all the Laverne. We've got flyers out, I believe, at the new Public Works building as well, because it has foot traffic.
Nice. The more advertisement, the better. Any more questions or comments? All right. We will move on to Learning Made Fun, back to the basics, auto mechanics workshop. And while we're on that topic, how did the handyman stuff, how did it go?
It went good. It was fun. We had, gosh, I can't remember now, maybe 18 children show up. It was a lot of fun. We had Bobby, John, and Jeffrey helped teach the Build a Bird Feeder class. And you had families participating together, and then they got to take their bird feeder, and we gave them some little bird seeds to take home.
Oh, that's right, the birdhouse thing. That's what it was called.
Yeah. So it was a good time.
So tell us about the auto mechanics.
All right, so we are going to partner with Public Works on this one. It's ages 15 and up. Starts at 6 o'clock at the multipurpose building. Right now, I have 7 registered. We're gonna cut it off at 25. Laverne residents do have priority. It is a free clinic for a refresher or a learning course in basic tire pressure, check your tire pressure, jumping a battery, checking your headlights, anything basic maintenance, just in case anything happens while you're on the road, you're prepared.
That's on a
Changing a
Friday.
tire, huh?
On a Friday?
It is a Friday at 6 o'clock, correct?
I may need to do that.
Is that something you need to attend, Felicia?
I think I might need to. My son would appreciate it.
I'm gonna tell you, I grew up, me and a gentleman was talking about it today, you know, I grew up with the common sense aspect of building a birdhouse or doing maintenance on a vehicle, and a lot of kids nowadays are extremely smart, educational wise. But if we can get some people out there, I'm sure their mom and dad would actually approve it. Especially if you're gonna change them or teach them how to change a flat tire.
I don't know, I saw some kids at Mabco one time, and they were taking the lug nuts off the hood cap that were built onto it, and I had to show them how to do it.
Well, that's what I mean, but look, what you might have made a difference from there on out.
Well, if I didn't, they'd have killed somebody.
And I know with Kevin there, him being in the grass cutting business, how important it is to be able to at least do a little bit of basic stuff.
Right, just a little stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like the idea.
I couldn't
That's
get
a good
my
idea.
driver's license until I learned how to, the mechanics of the cars.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I guess word of mouth, social media is about the only way to get this out there. You can't go to schools and
No.
Right, we can, and again, we've got the flyers at Library, Public Works, I believe they're here at City Hall already up as well, so, and social media. And this is, since we limited it to 25, we are pretty much advertising in the Laverne groups only for this one right now.
all right. Anybody got any more questions or comments?
Sounds good to me.
Summer movie nights.
All right, so we've got 3 movies scheduled for this summer. We've bought a screen to put in the multipurpose building. That way we're not having to worry about weather canceling us at the last minute at the park. Our first movie is June 13th. It is Encanto. Starts at 6 o'clock, gates open, or doors open at 5:30.
What's the name of it?
It's Encanto, children's movie.
Spell it.
Encanto.
Is that a dog movie?
No,
No.
it is not.
Big kid, baby.
Okay.
Kevin been watching it with his grandkids.
Yeah, you like it.
Our second movie is scheduled for July 8th. It's Paddington in Peru.
I know that one.
Now, I know what that one is.
And our third movie is August 8th, but we've not chosen that movie yet. All movies are at 6 o'clock, doors open at 5:30. Low-profile camp chairs and blankets are allowed, and we're giving away free popcorn and waters.
Nice. What, I don't want to bring up a sore subject, Andrew. Whatever happened to our big screen blow up?
We still have it. Yeah, the hardest part, we're still using the, all the sound equipment and projectors with the movie screen there and the multipurpose, but we still have the big screen for the football field.
That wind is terrible.
The wind's what gets us, yeah. So that's why we decided to move it inside this year, because we didn't want to have cancellations, and we usually have somewhere between 50 to 75 kids that come out to watch the movie, so the multipurpose holds up to 200. So we feel like we should be able to fit them in this year.
And if it's real hot during those dates, we got
We have air
AC.
conditioning, yep. And the restrooms are located right there, so
It makes sense.
yeah, it's very friendly to the community coming in and watching the movie.
Free popcorn and water. I like that. Any questions or comments? All right, I guess we'll move on to Independence Day celebration. What day is Independence Day on this year?
It will
Friday.
be on July 4th. 6 o'clock, gates open at 5:30.
Friday.
Ray Raddick Band is the band that's performing this year.
Who?
Ray Raddick Band, Raeraddick.
We had them before?
We have not. They do tour here locally in Nashville. They have 4 singers in their group. And we have 18 vendors right now registered, as far as food vendors and a toy vendor for the event.
What type of music do they sing?
They're a cover band. They do 80s, they do some country, they do a few different genres. They have 4 singers, so they're able to pretty much do different types of music instead of just the one twang or whatever.
Have you ever
So-
heard them sing?
We watched their videos before we reached out to them.
That's why I was gonna ask you, spell it for me one more time so I can Google it.
Raeraddick. They have a female lead singer, but it does have 4 singers. And there's a few of the videos that has a male singer as well that you can hear. So they're pretty good.
And they'll start at 6
They
to
start
8.
at 6 and they'll play all the way until about 8:30, 8:45 until the fireworks start.
Is that, what day is July 4th though?
It's a Friday.
Everything on Friday?
It's a Good Friday.
That's right.
Yeah?
Friday, birthday on Friday.
So you think you'll get more food vendors or more?
I probably will, because you usually get the bulk of your vendors register at the last minute. We've already got 18 registered. But 4th of July is our biggest foot traffic event. So we want to make sure we have enough to accommodate everybody.
You think we'll ever have another beer garden?
I don't know. That I don't know. With the beer vendor we had, they never sold enough to make it worth coming out with all the fees and inventory. And the beer garden was pretty much a tack on with the beer vendor.
And if I remember correctly, Mother Nature wasn't very kind either.
It was not. There were a few years there in a row that,
There's an opportunity for you, Steve.
yeah.
Well, like she said, I did check into it, but man, there's a bunch of fees that goes along with that. All right, any questions about July 4th? All right, this is the one I've been waiting on. Andrew will take this one, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. So
Soccer.
I know we've been working on soccer probably for 2 or 3 years now, and this fall we're having soccer in Laverne. The North Rutherford YMCA there in Laverne and Smyrna and Sam Ridley is moving their soccer operation over to Veterans Park, and this fall they're going to be using the back baseball fields and the outfields to host kids. The age ranges that they serve right now is currently comprised of 3-year-olds through 8-year-olds. However, a 9-year-old can play if their birthday occurs during the season. The registration for the fall season begins June 17th this year, and you can sign up on the YMCA website, North Rutherford YMCA website, or at the North Rutherford YMCA there on Sam Ridley. And their registration fees will be, depending on if you're a Y member or not, between $75 and $97 for the season. The season lasts August to October. I know they're excited coming over here because they get an opportunity to grow. They're currently just using the grass area behind their facility now. So by letting them use 4 fields, they have an opportunity to grow, plus possibly future expansion to more age brackets.
I'll let you all start. I got a bunch of questions, so I won't bore you with mine.
So what was the age one more time?
Right now, it's 3 through 8.
3 through 8.
Yep, but unless a kid turns 9 during the season,
Right.
So basically 3 through 9 roughly.
Do they plan to expand it?
If it goes well, that's depending. Right now, it is a use agreement just for the fall season, but they said if it goes well, they fully intend to fully move their operations here permanently.
Does the city have any responsibility or anything we have to do?
The only thing, we maintain the ball fields now, so we're still maintaining those. They come out initially and line the fields how they want it to their specs, depending on each age bracket. And then from there, they provide the paint this year, so our staff will paint the fields.
You got any questions?
I think it's great. Soccer's finally coming back to Laverne. My daughter played with the YMCA when they had it at Fergus Park, so, and that was with no bathrooms, no nothing,
I
so
remember that.
it was still pretty busy over there, so I think it's great.
Currently, I believe this past season, they had 12 teams, and it just depends on the ages, but they said that depending, they would use 2 to 4 fields on a Saturday. Usually, I think the way they work right now, they practice during the week, and then they have games on Saturday mornings for the kids.
I'll mark that,
That'd be my
I'll
question.
mark that question off.
All right.
And you said 75 to 97, depending on
75
the
to 97, and that depends on if you're a Y, if your family's a Y member. They said currently, participants in the league that they have now, about 70% is not Y members. So, and it's open to any kid in the community, surrounding areas. It's not just for Y members only.
That's an odd amount.
That's what I thought, 97. That just seems odd.
And they did not raise their prices. That was the spring prices, and they had talked about a possible price increase, but they did not.
So I can bring my granddaughter down and play, Steve.
As long as you ain't coaching.
Yeah,
We don't need you out there.
I'm gonna be the assistant. I'm gonna be around.
So some of my questions, and I'll follow a little bit up with what Chuck asked. So they're going to start 3 to 8, possibly 9, depending on your birthday cutoff.
Yes.
And so that will be like a trial basis. If it blossoms,
As of right now, I believe our fields would only be able to hold up to possibly a 10-year-old playing at Veterans Park. If they were to go older than that, they would have to also use their YMCA site there on Sam Ridley to host the older kids to play out in the field behind the facility. So if it was to ever expand to veterans, it'd probably be only to 10 years old, I would assume.
okay, so you said they're using the backfields
Yes,
by Pavilion B.
that's correct.
So if those will accommodate a 8 or 9, you don't think the front fields, because they're bigger, would accommodate an older age group?
They're, all 8 fields at veterans are the same size.
I thought they were, one was 170 and the other ones were 200.
No, they're all 200-foot fences.
Really?
Yep. Now, we can change the bases. You might be thinking about that.
No, I've been playing up there and coaching for 25
all the-
years. I
all-
didn't know that.
All the fences are 200-foot fences on both complexes.
So what, I know y'all have talked about it. We haven't talked about it, but what's your plans for the front 4 fields?
Currently, in the spring, we've had a homeschool league, Legacy Homeschool Resource Center, that they've been practicing and using the facility for their home softball games, and they've been hosting games there at Veterans Park on fields 3 and 4. They've also been using the field for some boys baseball practice currently, so I would expect them to want to come back again in the spring. Also, I know there's been some interest as far as renting the fields also.
What about once soccer starts, will they be using the concession stand?
As of right now, they don't use the concession stand. And they pretty much just focus on the aspect of recreational soccer. They do have an attendant from the Y at each event that unlocks the facility, the bathrooms, the gates, and they stay on site the entire time. But as of right now, they said that they don't want to focus on concessions at the moment.
It'd be a good place for somebody to come and set up, something.
A beer garden.
Yeah, beer garden. Yeah, well, I'm excited, Andrew. When do you, that's gonna, the sign-ups will start
Yeah,
June
the
17th?
registration starts June 17th.
Will they do that up there or through the Y?
That'll be through the Y. And all their coaches are background checked.
Is this something that we can, actually, as collectively, as a group, start talking about?
Yes.
It's a
Oh.
done deal.
Yep. Boma's signed off on the paperwork or voted on the contract. It was approved at the last board meeting. And it's been sent to the Y, and they're gonna start advertising it.
And I'm assuming the kids that are members of the Y will already have a T-shirt and stuff, and if you're not a member, they'll have to order you one
Yes.
for $97. 95 or 100? No, 97.
Well, you know, you don't want to pay $100.
Sounds bad, don't it?
It's like $19.99.
Yeah.
It's not 20.
That's great, Andrew. I know you and David has been working on that for a long time, and I think it's, as Felicia said, it's,
I think it'll be a good foundation to start out with. You know, they're organized now. People respect the Y. They know it's a good organization. I think that'll definitely help bring out people too. So I think, like I said, it'll be a good groundwork to start out with.
good stuff. Any more questions or comments?
Not on the soccer, but are they gonna have baseball, softball this summer?
This year, we haven't put out a RFP, so we did not have spring ball.
Let me ask you a question. If you got an open field, can any individual just come out and, I guess, rent it?
Yes, we are in the process of, once BOMA passes the new budget, the fee schedule will be updated, so then the community can rent the fields.
Yeah, 'cause my boys want to do, like, some football training. Can they use the field for that?
You can rent the football field also, and then there's also, even if they're not right, if they want to do it right now, right there at the front island near the Veterans Wall, it's lighted at night and it's pretty flat. A lot of kids come out and practice football and soccer now, so if that's something, yeah, that is something. After July 1st, we're gonna start renting out the fields once BOMA passes all the fee schedule.
So I will throw you under the bus, Andrew.
All right.
So what's new?
I don't do it often,
I don't do it often.
but I want it to be on camera.
Yeah.
What seems to be the big hiccup with the opening of the restrooms up there?
The restrooms, we do open them during the day and on the weekends when our staff is there. There's been a extreme amount of vandalism that has continued day in and day out. If we had been leaving the bathrooms open for rentals on the weekend at night because our staff goes home at 5, then they'd get vandalized. We've had a lot of graffiti. A urinal was broken off the wall. Somebody kicked it and broke it. Just a lot of profanity and things that you don't want your younger children especially to see. So that's the reason why those bathrooms are being locked up in the evening time. And even on the outside of the facility, we've had a lot of vandalism. We've had a window broken last week. Somebody climbed up on top of the roof, broke the window out. And so there's a lot of instances that we're trying to help stop as much as possible. And there's a lot of other activities, drugs,
People sleep in there.
people sleeping there, doing things with each other in the bathrooms.
Oh, it's quite the lively spot.
It's it's not, we're trying to curb some of that activity, and that's the reason. But they are open
Have,
from, when our staff is at the facility.
Have we asked the police to step their presence up there?
They do cruise through on a regular basis. A lot of times the kids hide behind the building, and then when the police leave, they come out and do what they're going to do. And it's unfortunate. I'd love, and of course, if you want to take your children to the park, or even yourself, you definitely want a restroom facility. But the cost that we are incurring due to vandalism is rather high right now.
And the citizens that are watching this later should understand that there's no feasible way that our Parks Department has a budget to put somebody up there full-time the whole time. And to add to that, the old saying about if you see something, say something. If you see weird stuff going on, please don't hesitate to call the non-emergency number for the police, because it is it's a community challenge, and it's a community. It takes a village, more or less, to help do with that. But I just wanted to let people know and hear it from the parks mouth that it's not because we're just.
Yeah, it's certainly not because we're just not unlocking them. We have them open when staff's there, but I want to provide you the best quality product I can, and I can't do that if I'm continually getting to the point that the profanity and vandalism is more than we can take care of and do our normal job duties.
All right, looks like our next meeting will be July the 21st at 5 o'clock right here. So between now and then, we will have done the big wave, the mechanic things, the summer movie night, Independence Day. So Chuck, we'll expect you to bring your lady friend out for the big wave and get wet. She'll enjoy that.
Maybe.
We'll expect you to take her to the auto mechanic workshop. God knows she needs to learn that. So,
She won't be here for 4th of July though, so.
well, we'll somehow try to, can we just cancel it?
Just cancel the whole holiday.
Just cancel it all off. All right, we'll start with Miss Felicia. You got any comments?
No, I think it's great that soccer's coming. And it is sad that we have to keep the bathrooms closed, but
Yeah.
I totally understand why.
Miss Mary Jane?
I'm with Alicia because every once in a while I'll go out there, ride around in the park. And I said, I'm surprised I hadn't got arrested for vagrancy sometimes.
Everybody knows you.
Mr. Oliver? Got any comments?
No, I want to, well, maybe we'll talk about it after this. I wanted to see what's going on in the Cedar Grove part of what's the name of the school? Right next,
Lake Elementary out there?
across from the high school.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
Cedar Grove.
Cedar Grove.
Is that Smyrna or Laverne?
Well,
That's a good, That's a good question.
So
It's on the line.
Flip a coin.
half of Laverne's football field is Smyrna and half is Laverne, and then Cedar Grove is the same thing because they have students from Laverne and from Smyrna. It's my understanding back in, and Felicia can correct me, 1972, when,
I was a little bit too young then to remember.
well, no, but
No,
you
but
know the stories.
You know the story.
Apparently, when Laverne became incorporated and all of Laverne High School went to Smyrna, and then when Smyrna split off, and then it became Laverne and Smyrna, then they built Cedar Grove. They built it on the line also. So the answer to your question is yes and no.
It depends.
As far as getting the basketball gym, if that's where you're going, Smyrna's got that wrapped up.
Well, I was just trying to get the outside part and fixed up. The outside goes in the
Oh,
yeah, the outside area.
I'll
It
tell
goes
you-
right there, 'cause
I'll
it's-
tell you who you
it's
need
a
to,
nice little area right there.
you kinda got an inside connection on that. You talk with your wife, Miss Oliver, and have her to talk to the school board members.
Yeah, but she was saying it's Smyrna. She was.
Well, it doesn't matter, it's county.
And,
It's
yeah.
the
It's
school.
not a city school, it's a county school.
County school.
So your school board members, over in that area, I don't know if that would be Phil Wilson, maybe? No?
You know,
I'm not sure.
I don't have.
But it is, it's the
Yeah,
school
it's
board.
definitely county school board.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if it would be, I know it ain't your wife, I know it's not Laura Davison, I know it's not Carl Boyd. If any of the four that we have, it would be Phil Wilson. But I'm not sure about that either, so you might have to check into that. But yeah, that's, all the schools are counties except for Murfreesboro City Schools.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
But,
I'll figure out who to talk to, cause the kids could use that. They won't be around all these other kids out there, you know, in the way. Now I can practice with them out there and without all the commotion and all the, you know, all that hoopla going on. So
I
that's
get
what
it.
I was thinking about.
Chuck?
Actually, I do have something. June 14th, I'm going to be teaching a class at the library for all ages. I'm going to be teaching how to make masks. No cost to anybody. I've been collecting supplies and doing everything. So this starts at 10 o'clock and it'll go to we're done or the library closes.
You're gonna have to go a little deeper in detail.
Yeah, so I made that Halloween mask.
Oh, that kind of math.
Well, it didn't have to necessarily be Halloween. It can be whatever you want. But after Halloween, I collected a bunch of those Jason hockey masks and, got a bunch of stuff on clearance. But I've got stuff to make superhero or whatever you want. And I got stuff for adults to do. So it's going to be open to anybody.
You need to make sure you put that out there. Send a thing to Kathy or Molly. They'll,
Yeah, Miss Donna's supposed to be working on it. I gave her some pictures last week so she can get it ready. Should be out this week.
all right, so as bad as it saddens me what Andrew was talking about with, I remember when they built Veterans Park. We
Yeah,
were playing behind the senior center, and when they built that park up there, it was probably one of the sweetest things ever. And
One of the best.
it's a great
Best ones, yes.
it's a great park. Unfortunately, the vandalism is ridiculous, and I've been up there before, and I've heard the rhetoric, I've heard the kids, the language, their attitudes. I wish there was something that we could do, but like I said, it takes a village, and I wish that it wasn't like that. And I guess next meeting, we'll be talking about the Fall Festival. I know Kathy will be bringing that up. I'm excited about soccer, so we can start talking about it now, so we can get it out there. With that, I'll call this meeting adjourned.